Morning class. Today is December 15th, 2021. It's a Wednesday, halfway through the week. Today we'll be learning about measurement and how to measure, what different units we use, how to convert, that kind of good stuff. So for that, we're going to be doing today's vocab. You might have already heard me talk about unit, conversion. We'll learn what that is when we get there, but brief overview. Unit is what we use to measure inches, feet, yards, centimeters, not so much around here, but we all know these. We've heard these before, right? Okay. Conversion. Conversion is converting one thing to another. So we go from inches to feet. 12 inches is in 1 foot, 3 feet are in 1 yard. We just did 2 conversions there. Okay? We have accurate. That's going to come into play later whenever we start doing our measurements around the room. Width, that's something we need to know. If somebody asks, what's the width of that desk? What's the width of that window frame? What's the width of anything, a car, a bus, whatever the case may be. It's just plural for wide, okay? Today's activities. Today we'll be doing the room measure, followed by the free measure, followed by the data compare, and then the ruler cutout. So what that basically means is for our room measure, we're going to go around the room and I have stations set up where we will measure certain items, okay? So we have our window measure over there, we have our word measure over there in the back of the room, and then on the back right we have our door measure, and we have a few table measures around the room. Over here we have our podium measure right here to the left. Okay, so we'll just go around to all those stations and we'll measure everything we need to measure that I have marked out around the room. Then we'll move on to our free measure. Okay, so for our free measure, I'll just hand out some stuff. So I have some little Velcro strips right here I cut out for each group. I have 3 Velcro strips. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. All right, they're all different sizes, different lengths. All right, they are whole numbers. Okay, we're going to start off with some easy stuff. So we're going to start off measuring these Velcro strips to the nearest inch. Okay, they all should be very accurately cut to the closest inch, but I make mistakes, so it might not be exactly an inch, but it's close to an inch. Okay, as close as I could be. So we're going to measure it to the most accurate inch we can. Again, accurate. Then we are going to do our data compare, which we're all going to get together and we're going to, go around. We're going to say what we got for each station. We're going to compare. We're going to see where we might have gone wrong. We're going to see maybe somebody converted when they shouldn't have. Maybe somebody, didn't pull the tape measure out all the way, but we're going to see how accurate we are. And then we're also going to convert. We're going to see what conversions we can make. If we can make 18 inches into 1.5 feet, or we can turn 1.5 feet into a half yard. We're going to see what conversions we can make. And we have the handout right here. And then I have all your conversions listed on it. So it'll be easy for y'all to make those conversions and whatnot once you see it. Looking at the numbers you get based off of the numbers in the conversion chart. Then we have our ruler cutout. So on the back of our conversion sheet, okay, there's going to be some rulers, and they're 2 scale rulers of a 1 foot ruler, and there's 3 of them. Okay, so we have 3 1-foot rulers to scale on the back of our cutout. And what that's going to help us do is we're going to cut those out. We're going to stuff them in our binder, in our pencil pouch or whatever you guys have to save stuff. And we're going to keep those on us. That way, anytime we're out and about and we see something we want to measure, if we're just curious off the top of our head, like, hey, I wonder how long that notebook is. Let me measure it. You guys have some rulers to measure them with, okay? It's very important to have that kind of stuff. We want to make sure we always are prepared for anything, and especially in learning. It's good to have rulers. That's more than just math, okay? Additionally, we're going to, part of that room measure, we're going to come up here and I'm going to have students come up volunteer if you guys are confident enough, and we're gonna measure out these, okay? I gave you the first one. This is 1 to 30. On this one, you all will go every half foot, okay? So we're gonna measure that every 6 inches. Another student will measure out every inch, okay? Now for these three, we're not gonna do all that, okay? This one is just to check if you guys are using your rulers accurately, all right? And then on these three, you guys are just going to measure the whole line itself, and you're going to tell me how long it is to the nearest inch. They are to the nearest inch. After that, we're going to have some fun, okay? I've got a few items here. Every table does have a ruler, okay? I have a ruler as well now. On top of that, this ruler, we're going to measure some longer things in the classroom, all right? So we might measure a full desk. We might measure 2 full desks. We might measure the whole entire room. We might measure a door, all right? We'll see whatever you guys come up with, we'll start measuring, all right? On top of that, I have a laser measuring device. That way we can see, is this accurate compared to that, or is that more accurate compared to this, all right? And then for the really, really long stuff, I have this really long, 100-foot tape measure, all right? So we're going to do some longer stuff too. And again, we're just going to compare accuracy from all 3 of these. We're going to go from a regular tape measure to this pull measure to a laser measure, and we're going to see what's most accurate or what's least accurate, all right? They might all be accurate, but which one is the least accurate? So we're just going to do that, use our units with, find the width of all these random items. We're going to see what's accurate. We're going to convert some stuff. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start walking around the room. Table 3, you get started on the back door. Table 2, you get started on the word measure. And table 1 and 4, you guys will get started on the window pane measure. And 5, we'll get started on the podium measure, all right? Now that we have what we're going to do, let's all get started. I'm going to walk around the room. Be sure to have a pencil. Don't forget our vocabulary words. We're starting off with the room measure first, so just go around the room. We're going to measure. Use your handout for your conversions. Just as a group, measure things out. We'll go from 1 to wherever it ends, write that down, and then we'll convert it later as a group. All right, so just go ahead and get started on that. I'll walk around and help you all out. Any questions? I'll be walking around. Just go ahead and ask.